Hello, good traders. It's your day here, the unknown. And today I want us to look at something very important. I'm going to go through a couple of trades, and I believe this is going to help most of the people, those who are struggling, and even those who are doing good, because they will get to know what goes through other people's minds. Okay, this is how I learned. It's very important, so I want to share this with you. Okay, so without any further ado, let's jump into it. And if you have been following me for some time now, you know that I pay more attention to psychology, and in all my videos I try to mix a bit of psychology with the strategy. Okay, that's why most of the time you find my videos getting too long. It's because I explain a lot on psychology, but most people haven't figured that out yet. Okay, so guys, I will be doing the same here. I'm gonna go and start with GJ. Okay, when you look at GJ, there is something interesting that really happened. Okay, as you can see, GJ was going up, and then it gave a red day. And what a red day simply means is, if you are on a daily time frame, this is gonna be a red candle. Okay, that's why we call it a red day. Why? Because it's a red day. It's a red candle on a daily time frame. That simply means that day was red. And some people will call it first red day. And what that simply means is, if we have consecutive days of green candles going up, and then all of a sudden we have a red candle, okay, that becomes a first red day after a couple of days going up. So that's all it means. Some people want to confuse all these things. There is nothing confusing with this thing. Okay, the red day simply means on a daily time frame, this is a red candle. Okay, so if you don't understand if it's a red day or a green day, just look at your daily time frame. It will show you if that candle closed as a red day or what. Okay, because that's all it means. Red day simply means it's a red day. It's a red candle on a daily time frame. Because it's a daily time frame and a red candle, that makes it what? A red day. Okay, so this was our first day because it's a red day. And what did we expect yesterday? Yesterday we actually expected a day two continuation, and it just happened. Okay, it just happened. As you can see, they gave us a day two continuation. Okay, so I wouldn't say this presented a very big opportunity, because as you can see, they gave a pin candle. So let me just explain what transpired here. Okay, if you look at this carefully, you'll realize that, okay, we had Asian session, and Asia, you see, it consolidated. Most of the time Asia is going to consolidate, but what was interesting here was, you see, Asia made a low and Asia made a high, and one of this level was taken out. Okay, and most of the time it will make a low and it will make a high and make a low and just come and close in the middle. Okay, it will make a high, make a low, close in the middle, and then we will see what happens. What happened? The first candle of the London session took out who? Took out those people who bought during the Asian session and during the gap time of the Asian session. They were taken out by the very first candle of the London session. Most of the time it's going to happen like this. Okay, and then the high was intact. Okay, remember, these guys are in profit and they're swimming in a pool of profit, right? Okay, fine. And then London continued going down, didn't give much of an opportunity, but it continued going down. And then, as you can see, they make something like a W, and then everybody who bought here was taken out by the second candle during the US session. Oh, this is interesting. Now, what does this mean? This simply means the high of London, everybody who sold during the high of London is in profit. Everybody who sold during the high of Asia or just before Asia began is still swimming in profit. Okay, and then okay, there are people who bought here, just like people who bought here, and everybody who bought here was actually kicked out by the second candle of the US session. Okay, when this happened, it actually stirred some interest in me. Okay, because I've came to like okay, let me put it this way. One thing about me is I'm always learning. Okay, I'm always learning. As I said, I backtest my charts more than 4 hours a day, and that is highly important for me. Why? Because you will realize that there is a certain pattern or a certain behavior that happens on charts. Maybe it can happen for 6 months, and over time you realize that that pattern changes and another pattern comes on and starts repeating itself. Okay, it doesn't change the setup, but that pattern, that behavior, if you can realize that, okay, now I see this behavior and it's happening most of the time now, then you can actually capitalize on that. So for me, I'm always learning. I told you, I don't usually take a trade or of a pound during the US session, because pound is more dominant during what, during the London session. But I told you, I'm always learning. Okay, today I'm making this video for you. In the next 5 days, I'm gonna be a person with more knowledge, because I'm always on my charts. Sometimes I can just look at my charts for maybe 2 hours doing nothing, just looking at the behavior, what is happening over time, what is repeating itself. That's the behavior I always look at. Okay, and I will pay close attention maybe to the levels, what happens to the session, what happens, what is the behavior that is happening now, what is the behavior that has been happening for the couple of months. Okay, so I'm always learning, I'm always learning. Okay, so I've came to realize that, okay, fine, most of the time they also punish during the US session. Okay, so one thing I can tell you about myself, I became very, very patient now. Honestly, I am super patient. Yes, I've worked on my patience because I pay close attention to psychology. But these days, I am patient to a level that surprises me. And how did I attain this level of patience? Oh, well, I always start my day with a prayer, okay? Because God is everything, okay? I know that people who don't believe in God, I'm not gonna say believe in God, okay? But God is real and God helps. So I always prayed for Him to show me like to give me wisdom when I go to the charts, okay, and to help me with my level of patience. Because I told you, as I started, I was chasing move when I began learning, okay. So always I start my day with a prayer, and I always pray to God to assist me. So one thing I can say, I became super patient, super patient these days. And if you started watching my video from last year, you will realize that there is a change these days. There's a huge change, okay, and I will explain further going forward. Okay, so one thing I've realized here is that there was actually a 3 session set up during the US session. What did they do? They stop hunted, and I told you I wait for the equity time, but here I didn't wait for the equity time, because I've already explained that the most important thing is the stop hunt. Once they throw the stop hunt, mostly they're gonna throw the stop hunt when the session begins. So when, if they throw the stop hunt early, everything is clear. We know that the equity open might come with a pullback. Okay, so for me, the stop hunt is the most important thing. So I always come to a 1 minute time frame. Okay, once everything has been confirmed on a bigger time frame. So I saw the stop hunt. That's the most important thing to me. So when I saw the stop hunt, okay, I waited. As you see, the markets broke up. I told you how I trade countless times. I wait for the market to break in a specific direction. I'm not gonna chase the market. Okay, I don't chase the moves. Okay, and then I waited for it to do what, to pull back. As it pulled back, I took this engulf. Okay, I took this engulf right here, and I only targeted 50 pips. Okay, I told you I will be combining psychology with charts. And one thing I love about 50 pips is that you're gonna get paid, it's gonna be hit quick, and you're not gonna have to focus on, stay on your charts the whole day, do this, do that, do this, do that. No, you are in, you are out, and that's what you need. You can continue with your day. So I literally took this trade here, and I took my 50 pips. I think my 50 pips were hit. So okay, it took some time though. Okay, but it was roughly an hour and or more. Okay, so as you can see, they hit my 50 pips somewhere here, and I was kicked out of the trade with profits. Okay, and let's see if we can find this trade. Okay, here's the trade as I just showed you. Here it's on a 5 minute time frame, but you will see that prices went down. I waited for them to pull back, and as they came up, that's where I took my trade, and boom, it hit my 50 pips. Let me just zoom this up. Okay, so it hit my 50 pips quite clean. Okay, it hit my 50 pips quite clean. So this is the most important thing for me, the process, guys. I always focus on the process. I don't care if they're gonna go 1,000 pips after I've taken 50 pips. I left nothing on the table. Why? It's just a mindset. Okay, it's about how you think. If you think you left something on the table, then it's on you. Okay, it's on you, because you are gonna start focusing on quantity, and that's how they want you to think. Because when you focus on quantity, now you want to squeeze every single pip the market gives you. And I've read a book, as I always say, there was a book that I've read which actually said it is better to take your profits when the move is still strong, because if you wait to take everything, they are gonna pull back roughly 40%, and you are actually going to be forced to close your trade at squeezed profits, and that's not what I want. So for me, it's the process. Okay, so this is the trade I took, and I believe I shared with you the psychology of this trade. Okay, the psychology. Yes, they have already given a day two, but they gave a 3 session setup, and these guys were in profit, swimming in profit, and they thought like, okay, we can hold for days, we can hold for a day. This trade is hours. This trade is what. You know how people think when they are in profits? They think like the market is gonna go 200 bips, 500 bips just because they are in a trade, and that's being unrealistic. Hence why I focus on 50 bips, because that's what I have came to realize through my back testing, through all the trades that I took, the ones that went in my direction, many pips, and the ones that came in close to. And I told you that what caused me more pain is actually having a bigger target. They will go and come and close me. But with currencies, it's a little bit easier, because once they start going, they are not more likely gonna come back and close you. Okay, you can just take it and hold it. Okay, but for me, I just want to be kicked out at a level which I can actually focus on even the following day, do the same thing. Okay, so guys, it gave a day two. It gave a day two, so we will see what will happen. If they give a setup for a day three, it's gonna be very perfect. However, you see this, okay, we will just, let's just observe this and see how it goes, because once they start doing this, they can just explode. But for me, I don't really care about that, because I have become super patient. As I'm telling you, I am super patient. Okay, and then another trade I took, I actually took a loss the day before yesterday on gold, and I'll show you why. Okay, and guys, these are the strategies I've shared either in my playbook or on my channel. Okay, this was actually a strategy I shared on my playbook, and it's there on my playbook. It's a day three. It's a day three reversal, and I will show you why I'm saying that. You see here, the market had broken down, but it went up and closed, and yes, this is an inside day, but it closed up. So this market was going up for roughly 2 days, and then all of a sudden they collapsed and gave us our red day. This is a red candle after green candles. Okay, this was a red candle, and this is actually fascinating for me. Okay, because they gave a red day here. Let me just pull this up a little bit. Okay, okay, so this was a red day that they gave on gold. Okay, they gave it last week Thursday. Okay, yes, this was a red day. I've already explained what a red day is, so please stop confusing yourself and saying this, that. No, a red day simply means it's a red candle. Okay, different people call it a different name, and they use it in different kinds of way. People who trade stock, people who trade indices, commodities, and whatsoever, they call it using their own terms. Okay, different terms, because when you look at trading, mostly it's one and the same thing. It's just that people are calling it different names. Somebody will come and rename this and rename this, add this and rename this. But when you really look into it, you realize that there are not many strategies out there. Okay, it's just that everybody has came with a different name, and that is good, because I believe people can understand it in a different way. And when you look at this, this became what? This became an inside day. Okay, okay, in day. Okay, so I'm mixing strategies here. I'm not focusing on a single strategy, because you already know what I share on my channel. Okay, so this was literally a day two of breakout. Okay, day two. Okay, because the red day is the day one, so this was a day two, and then we got a day three here. Okay, so don't confuse yourself, guys. Okay, when you learn and see what happens frequently and what you can actually identify, then you can like simplify the numbering and number in a way that you understand. Okay, because somebody might number in a different way and somebody might number in a different way. It's all about what works for you. Okay, but in the playbook, this is what I showed. And guys, if you look at this, this is what I call the bear snake pit. Okay, I explained this in the playbook, and it is there. You see, they just squeeze and go nowhere, but I took a loss here during the bear snake pit. Okay, and let me just go through that loss again, just to show you the loss that I took. Okay, and just to add psychology, as I've already told you that I always add psychology with trading strategy, even though most people haven't came to realize that yet, but it's okay. Let me just show you something. Okay, very quick. One thing about me, I told you I became super patient, and I prayed for this, and God really helped me change. Okay, because God helps. God is real, guys. You can't dispute that. It's okay. So one thing I've came to do is that I don't believe in taking multiple trades anymore. Okay, if I take many trades, I'll rather take two trades, but most of the time I'm gonna take one trade. Why? The reason is I've came to realize that the major challenge for traders is psychology. But here's one of the things that is hunting or hating most of the traders. Most traders make a lot of money, but the problem is keeping it. Okay, Mark Douglas actually says that to make money or to have a profitable trade, it doesn't require experience. Somebody can just hear somebody talking about trend lines one day and they go and take a trade and maybe they win. Okay, I'm not saying trend lines work, I'm not saying this doesn't work, but winning doesn't require a skill, but maintaining those wins requires a skill. And here's another thing that requires a skill: keeping your wins. Okay, you must develop a behavior of actually sustaining what you make. Okay, keep the money you make, don't give it back to the market. Okay, do not give what you've made back to the market. And for me, I came to a conclusion that to do that in a better way, it's like taking one trade a day. Okay, I take trades on different account. The account that I took GJ on is not the account where I took this trade that I'm showing you on. Okay, I have different accounts. Okay, so I just prefer taking one trade per day. Okay, sometimes you hear me saying, oh, I took this trade, I took this trade. You'll think that I'm over trading. No, I'm trading on different accounts. Okay, so here's the thing: when you take one trade and it's a win, I target 50 bips. I can use any lot I want on those 50 bips. Okay, so when I take a win, and I close my charts. Tomorrow I come and take a win. I close my chart. The following day I come and take a win. Even though I can take maybe 4 losses consecutively, because each day I'm taking one loss, and if my risk reward is 1:5, obviously those 3 losses cannot wipe my only cannot wipe one day of profit. Okay, I'm still highly in profit. So that's a skill you have to develop in, so that you can keep your earnings, because traders are making money and giving it back. If you look at your statement, most of you traders look at your monthly statement, 2 month statement from your broker, you realize that you've made a lot of money, but you also lost a lot. Why? Because when you lose, you want to take another trade. You are not keeping track of the trades you are taking. Take one trade, get off the screen. It's also easy when you are actually journaling. Okay, so for me, it doesn't matter if I take a loss today, I know there's tomorrow. The problem is most traders think like, oh, it's only about today. No, even if you are a beginner, please know this: it's not about today. It's about having strict rules and following a tight process that repeats itself each and every day. Okay, why? Because the person you are today is not the person you're gonna be in the next 2 years. Okay, and right now, yes, you might be making mistakes, but 1 year from now, you will be a totally different person and a better person. Okay, you're gonna be completely different and a better trader. And then what is important is have a strict process. When you follow process, it's gonna help you with a lot of things. And one of the things is you are actually gonna learn to take more sizes, more size. I can guarantee you, if you are taking the smallest lot size today, next year you will not be taking this lot size, because your experience level is gonna grow and your account will be growing. And as your account is growing and your experience level is growing, your confidence is also growing. You will be able to size in, increase size gradually. Okay, I will make a video on how to increase size, because it's not a matter of saying, okay, I won 5 trades in a row, now I'm taking 5 times the size I used when I won those 5 trades. No, you want to maybe use one size for 2 or 3 months, and then if you are winning, you want to maybe double the size. Okay, and then trade that size for roughly 3 months. As you are earning and earning more, you want to maybe after the next 3 months you can just add more to the size, so that your graph actually goes up like this. You don't need a graph whereby you accumulate earnings in a course of maybe 6 months, and then you feel overconfident. You take a very big lot size, and immediately you take a loss because nobody is resistant to loss. You just like boom, and then it wipes your account out. You don't need that. You are a trader, okay? You are not a gambler, okay? You are not a gambler. I've seen many traders, in fact, even here in South Africa, I've seen many traders who don't focus much on their risk management, uh on managing the risk. That is highly dangerous. You want your graph to be like this. It's growing, even though you'll have a couple of losses. Maybe it will be like this, and then wins, loss, wins, loss, wins. At the end of the day, your graph is growing gradually, okay? That is what will make you a good trader. Sorry guys, I know I talk a lot, but I really want to help, okay? And my videos are meant for those who really want to learn. That's why I use a lot of psychology. I know people want to charts only, but I explain a lot of psychology in the process. The reason is psychology plays the biggest role. So for anyone to be successful, you must always think in terms of psychology. Don't think about today. Think about the trader you'll be in the next 10 years. Think about the trader you'll be in the next 3 years. Think about the trader you'll be in the next 5 years. That's why it's so important to follow a certain process. Okay, so guys, you see, this was okay. I told you this is a bull. This is a snake bear pit. Okay, this is a snake bear pit. Okay, snake bear pit. Okay, this is the snake bear pit after a day 3. Okay, I've showed you. I've done the counting with all of you. Okay, sorry guys, I've done the counting with all of you, and I've showed you this was day 3. Okay, and I showed you how I did the counting. Okay, so this was a snake bear pit because they were just trapping. So when I came to my charts, I told you these days I'm super patient, guys. I really don't care about chasing moves. I really don't care about getting much from the market. No, that's no longer important to me. I've learned what is important in this industry. I'm not the best yet, but every day I'm actually improving. Okay, the person I am today is not the person I'm gonna be next week, because I'm always learning, I'm always reading, I'm always backtesting. Okay, so you see, okay, during the Asia they consolidated, and in London they closed everybody down here. Oh, same thing that happened in GJ. Oh, it's fascinating enough. Okay, and then the London session also made a low, but that low was taken out by the second. Okay, this is amazing, by the second candle again of the US session. Okay, let me go to a smaller time frame, but I took a loss here, guys. I took a loss. For most of you, you might have seen this day as just choppy. Okay, if I can just bring it like this. Okay, let me just do it like this. Okay, okay, fine. You might have seen this day as choppy, but there was something really fascinating transpiring here. If you look here, you realize that okay, these guys here who were in profit were actually taken out by the London session, but these guys over here were never taken out, and these guys from here were taken out. See how they make a pin and take traders up, but they don't come and take these guys from Asia out. Okay, you saw that, right? And then everybody buying here, buying here, they were they were in profit again. So people who bought here maybe went out for the day, and people who came and actually, I mean, sold here and went out for the day, and people who actually sold here and actually went out for the day were in profits. And you know, people think that markets are gonna go 150 pips, 500 pips just because they're in the market. Okay, so these guys, they were in profit, but everybody who bought here was taken out. Okay, this was the same behavior that happened in GJ, and I told you long time ago, I think last year in my first videos, that this is a common practice, and you're gonna see it over and over and over and over and over again. So when this happened, there were news. Okay, there were news. Okay, so when there are news, I told you I'm not really gonna wait for the equity opening time, but the most important thing is to understand the stop hunt. The equity is mostly gonna bring the stop hunt. So once you get the stop hunt, you are actually free to go. And I told you I'm always improving, and I'm always observing the behaviors. Okay, because as I say, sometimes I just look at my charts for hours without doing anything, just looking at what keeps on happening. What is the behavior that has been repeating itself maybe for the past 3 to 6 months? What is it that is actually repeating over and over and over and over again? I always ask myself those questions. Okay, and I just observe the charts. I can just look at the charts for 2 hours and do nothing. Okay, just trying to see what happens always. Okay, and again, prayer does help, guys. Okay, but you must couple it with with a lot of work. Okay, so as you see, they came down, okay, and then they went up, they came down again, and then they broke up. Okay, this is inside exciting. This is now a W. You know, we have different types of W. I believe you read and you already are aware of the patterns. And then all of a sudden they gave a beautiful engulf. So I took this candle here, and I placed my stops roughly somewhere below here. Okay, not down, because my thesis was, okay, they've already engulfed. And then as they went up, they pulled back. As they pulled back, they gave another engulf. Okay, and this is where they bounced on the EMA. So this is where I added my size. Okay, because if I am gonna be taking multiple positions like this, I start with a smaller lot size, and I've learned that from many people and from many books. Okay, it's actually called it's if you read Mark Douglas, is it Mark Douglas Trading in the Zones? He actually calls it not putting your eggs in one basket. You use different entry positions to do this. It's in Mark Douglas book, Trading in the Zones. You'll find that there. It's actually called putting your eggs in different baskets. Okay, so I took this trade, and unfortunately for me, I was using a 1 minute chart, and I didn't pay attention to the 5 minute charts. Okay, and yes, it happens sometimes, but the setup was very good for me, because when I looked at it, I saw a shoulder. That's why I always say use proper risk management, because you, even if you win and you are good, still you can take a loss. Okay, so this is what happened to me. I saw this as a head and shoulder. Okay, you know these patterns, guys. I believe this for me was okay, sorry, this for me was a head and shoulder. Okay, this was a head and shoulder. So here I saw this shoulder over here. Okay, so this is all it was to me. It was a, okay, sorry guys, it was a shoulder head, and it was a shoulder head shoulder. Okay, this is a very beautiful reversal pattern. Okay, okay, this was a very beautiful reversal pattern, but yes, the market was just like they were on the front side when I took this trade. Okay, but it's okay, because they came, and then just hit me. They hit me and took me out of the trade. Okay, and as I say, if you take a loss, accept it, move on, because tomorrow you're still gonna make a lot of profits. Okay, don't think about today. They want to think like, oh, today's the only last day. No, this usually used to happen to me when I was starting. I always thought, like, if I missed the trade today, I would beat myself so bad, saying, why did I miss it? Why did I miss this? But I then realized that, oh no, with time I then realized that these setups are going to be there each and every day. There's going to be an opportunity each and every day. So there's no need revenging trades. There's no need feeling like you are feeling bad, saying, hey, you took a loss. Nah, there's no need for that. Okay, so they did come and close me. And as I told you, I take my trade and I close my charts for an hour. Okay, they did end up giving another engulfing here, but as I told you, I took my one loss and I am good with it. Okay, so let me try to find the loss that I took here. I took a loss. Yes, as you can see here, I took a loss, and I told you I added size. I didn't revenge, guys. I added size, because as I showed you on a 1 minute time frame, they went up, they pulled back, and they engulfed. Immediately when they engulfed, that's where I took another size, another position, because now I'm actually increasing my lot size. Okay, with multiple positions, and my take profits for both position were 50-50. Okay, because what I do is just I enter and I double click, because it's MTN5, and then I will just punch 500 on gold, and then that 500 will automatically take my take profit to 50. So that is what I do. Okay, so don't think that I revenge trades. No, I didn't revenge anything. I just took it as I do always. Okay, and yes, on a 5 minute they came down, and then they give another engulf. Here the pattern wasn't really complete, the head and shoulder. It was complete on a 1 minute time frame, but on a 5 minute time frame they gave a W. But still, it was a loss, but I wasn't really bothered. Okay, I wasn't really bothered. Okay, and my target was 50 pips. Let me show you my target. My target was rough. Even when I took it here, my target was 50 pips. So I didn't really take it back to the high, even though I knew that these guys are in profit and they are gonna be hit. I knew that, but I want to follow my process. Okay, so my target was roughly 50 pips. Yes, it was here. You see, only a few pips to the high, but I didn't really want to take it back to the high, even though I knew these guys will be taken out. Okay, but I didn't really do that. I want to focus on my process. This is what I took, but unfortunately, I took a loss. But it wasn't bad anyway. Okay, it wasn't bad. And then okay, let's go back to an hourly time frame. You see now clearly this closed as a snake bear pit. That's where they try to send people down, trying to send people down, which is why I bought on this day, even though I took a loss. Okay, so sometimes it happens, the market will have other plans. Okay, so it does happen. It was a loss for me, and then I came back to yesterday. Okay, yesterday. Okay, yes, yesterday is the day where I took the pound, but on a different account. Yesterday I took gold again. So with yesterday already we got a snake bear pit, but there was news. So when there's news, I actually go to a 1 minute time frame to capitalize on news only if the opportunity is there. So as you can see, this if you watched my video where I explained different types of trends, you will realize that I spoke about the most explosive trend, and this trend is identified by using different trend lines. And okay, there's a first trend line here, and then they shift to a higher level where they start trending on a higher level. So these are different trend lines. So when I looked at this actually aligned with my day count, obviously, because as you can see, this day roughly opened here and closed here. So this is a green day, and it trapped. I told you what a red day is. The same applies to a green day, right? Okay, so this aligned with my setup, because this was roughly a day one, but to be traded with caution. Okay, so this was a green day if you look at it carefully, and it was a very good green day because it trapped traders. Okay, it trapped traders. Okay, so that was highly important. Okay, because it kept sending everybody down, and that's what I saw, and then was the reason I took a buy on this trade, even though it ended up being a loss. Okay, so I took a loss here, but I told you I don't really care about losses or wins. I know there's still tomorrow. Okay, so I accepted the loss on this day. And then yesterday when I came, I saw, oh, this is a very explosive trend. So I don't want to be counter trending this. Okay, if they don't give a clean opportunity, I'm not gonna counter trend this. Okay, so there was news yesterday at roughly 3:30. That's way before the equity opens. Okay, and for me, well, okay, let's come. Where was it? Okay, this is the day where I took a loss. You see now, this is a consolidation. You see, this is a consolidation, and then they shifted and consolidated on the upper level, and then yes, they did this. Okay, they did this. Okay, so for me, what I actually did was, okay, let me show you what I did during the news. Okay, because the news happened right here. So I knew already that I'm in an explosive trend, and I was with somebody and I told them this is an explosive trend. And then as you already know, I'm not gonna trade before the news. Okay, because of slippage. So what happens is and because I don't know the direction, and as I said before, news can ruin or actually be a catalyst. Okay, so they went up. Oh, this is exciting. I'm on a 1 minute time frame, remember. Okay, they went up and they went down. I did nothing. I was just sitting on my hands. Okay, because I need the most cleanest trade, and beside I have the most explosive trend happening, and this is a day two continuation, even though they've already continued and broken up the high. Okay, so as I was observing this, I wasn't gonna wait for the equity opening time, because I usually try to find an opportunity if there is news. Okay, but even again, waiting for the equity is highly important. Okay, so one thing that I did was actually I just sat on my hands. I did nothing. As I said, I'm super patient these days. Okay, so they went up, and then as they went up, they pulled down on a 1 minute time frame. Already they've pinned high. Okay, and everybody is selling. People are so obsessed with pins. Okay, this is why I don't love pins. Okay, so they pulled back. Okay, I did nothing as they pulled back. Okay, I really did nothing. And you see, they gave this candle and immediately gave this bigger candle. Wow, this engulf. Okay, and this okay, this candle closed here, and they gave, you see, This was a nice engulf, and this engulf now shows that they have shifted zones. Okay, so I executed on this engulf. Why? Because this is evidence that they are going up. I always trade evidence. Okay, this is evidence that they are now going up. Okay, yes, and my stops were down here. Okay, my stops were just down here. I just love putting them on a candle. I know people say put them below candles. If they are going down, and obviously that simply means I'm wrong. And as Peter Brandt says, he doesn't wait too long enough to see how wrong he is. And besides, being wrong, like if they hit our stop losses, that's the amount we pay to know if we are right or wrong. And unless you are willing to pay that price, you will never know what a trade brings for you. And then I took roughly 50 pips. As you can see, they hit my 50 pips cleanly. Okay, let me show you the trade that I took. Okay, where is that trade? Okay, uh okay, here is the trade. You see, this is on a 5 minute time frame, hence it will look like I was chasing prices. I wasn't chasing prices. If you go and look at a 1 minute time frame, just as I've just explained, you will see why I took this trade. Okay, and this was from a different broker. As you can see, brokers, sometimes they just came and hit my 50 pips straight. That's when they reversed. Okay, they hit my 50 pips. That's when they reversed, and they could have ended up closing me. So I told you what caused me the most pain was actually having higher targets. So if I was still the person who really believed in having higher targets and stuff, if I wasn't following my strict process, this trade would have closed me. Okay, and I would have came back. Remember, all the money that was made as the trade was going up, that money was mine. Okay, and beside, even my stops, I don't like trailing stops, even my stops were exposed, so I was gonna lose everything I risked and everything I generated. Okay, that's why I love targeting 50 pips. It's not a luck. I told you that this is something I have learned over time, and this is a behavior that keeps repeating itself. Somebody will say, oh, you were lucky they hit your 50 pips. No, I'm not lucky. Okay, I've put this into practice. I've learned this, I've mastered this, and I've realized that this keeps repeating itself over and over again. Hence why I decided to focus on the process of actually targeting 50 pips. Okay, so guys, as you can see, I do something that repeats itself over and over again, and I just want to be patient. Okay, patience is important. And I told you, if you are really struggling with patience, pray, try God. Okay, because God is powerful. Okay, okay, even up to this point, my take profit is not hit yet if I maybe targeted 100 pips. Okay, so as you can see, this was a beautiful trade, and it was actually influenced by news. I know people will say, why didn't you wait for the equity time? I told you, if there are news are gonna present an opportunity. And I told you, I didn't chase prices as it seems I did on a 5 minute time frame. No, I waited for them to pull back, and they gave evidence now. Okay, this was evidence that they are gonna go up. Okay, and if most people actually did what? They sold the pin. But I wasn't gonna take a sell on this one. Why? Because as I said, I have realized that they are giving the most explosive kind of trend, and this trend is identifiable by 2 or 3 trend lines at different levels. Okay, that's how you know this is an explosive trend, because I explained the creeping trend, I explained this kind of a trend which is an explosive trend, and again I explained the normal trend. Okay, I did that in my video. So guys, I have a lot of videos I've posted for free here, and that's unfortunately, people have a tendency of thinking free content is not strong. Guys, this is powerful, and I trade it every day. Okay, I think the video is long enough now. I wanted to go through a couple of trade I took on indices, but this video is long enough. Let me just end it here. I'll make another one. Guys, I really appreciate you. Have a beautiful Friday, and may it be full of profits. Thank you, guys. Thank you. If you are new, you can hit the subscription button. If you are a member, you can comment, share and subscribe, share and like, I mean, so that the algorithm can help many, because I'm sharing with you content I wished somebody shared with me. Okay, it would have just cut the learning process short, but I didn't have somebody to do that, and I had to learn the long way. But I thank God, because as I pray, I always find valuable and the right information. And guys, as I always recommend, please, please, please spend more time learning. Read. Now I'm gravitating towards trading long term. Hence, I've started mastering fundamentals. I've started learning on fundamentals, and there were a couple of trades I took this week and last week. I think I took two trades, one last week, one this week, where I executed them on a 4 hour time frame, because I was testing my fundamentals. And yes, they went good. Okay, I actually held them for 3 days, and yes, they were all profitable. So this is why I say the person I am today is not the person I'm gonna be next week, because I'm continuously learning. Okay, and I'm always improving, and I'm always becoming better. I wish you can see that and do that as well. Keep learning, keep becoming better. Pray. God will open your eyes. Honestly, He will. He's amazing. He will open your eyes if you pray, because even in the Bible, it shows how much He loves us and He wants to see us growing every day and becoming better. He will help you. Just pray. If you are not understanding anything, pray. Go to your charts, work hard, pray. Go to your charts, work hard, pray, learn. You will see everything will start making sense, and you will just become better. Guys, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you.